Motherfucker, the reason I was saying so is because motherfucker, I was realizing that an old girl like, uh, she's intrigued in the whole aspect of me like learning or relearning how to basically communicate better with women and stuff like that, and I was like. These ladies like this. What is this? My move? Like these ladies, they want to change me. They think they could be the one and stuff. So they just be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be the one that he likes."
Women will do like a project.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do like a
yeah,
project.
yeah.
You know what you remind me of?
What's that?
Remember, you remember Madagascar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're like Alex the lion, right?
Alligator.
Like you're so used to being in the enclosure in the New York Zoo.
Yeah.
You're not too familiar with the outsides going on.
Yeah.
And when you get exposed to it and you go to Madagascar, you're like, Diffusa?
I turn into the motherfucker.
You just go, wow.
I end up biting a zebra ass. And
I'm
open my eyes,
Marty.
it's you. I
You're biting my butt. He was like, no, I'm not.
Deep and a whole cheek in his mouth.
He was eating his ass.
He's spread. He's not. Go ahead. Them zebra cheeks.
Yeah, zebra cakes.
Right, and them little Debbie's.
Nigga. Little Debbie's.
That shit.
Nigga, all the Twinkies.
Yeah, man. Nah, I can feel that. I can see that. And it's funny because, like, you would think, right? That's her
Kicks.
You crazy. You would think that's the motherfucking shit that's going on, but is the correct word to use paradox?
As far as what?
Like, while on one hand I'm the black Christian Grey, on the other hand I'll be so in my head about this shit that like motherfucking, like for example, we was just at the drive-through and motherfucking I was talking to you about just how stuck in my head I get. How like motherfucking I'll just be thinking so far ahead I can't be present, be self-conscious, and then boom boom. Just as we pull up to get the food, all the shawties in the Wendy's is talking about something. You trying to get your number and shit, like goddamn, and it's just like you was trying to tell me, but I guess I needed that confirmation from God.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps. It always helps to get that, to get the real life thing to prove exactly what it is that you.
Matter of fact, one of the bitches just hit me and said, "So which one is this?"
The one that was driving.
Here I go. The first response is a dick pic. Yeah.
He said, "Watch this."
I said, "I'm him.
I'm a man.
I'm a man. My man's." Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, I'm a better man today.
Oh, but today, tomorrow, to be like, dick.
Today. Let's see about this one.
But I'm telling you, dog, it's exactly like I was saying, that it's less to do with just overthinking it and feeling like, you know, you may not be good enough, or just being in your head about just performing and all that. Like I said, you got to remember that you already put in the work. You already proven yourself many times over.
Yeah,
and
but
you're still him.
What is it like? Goddamn,
Still him.
I did mention it when you know you beat it down before, right? Like, you know, you've had plenty. I can't even count the bodies now. Like, but motherfucking, you'll have one babe who didn't get what the last babe got, and now she don't know that you that nigga. Like, motherfucking, that's what I be getting stuck on. I want every bitch to know I'm that nigga.
Yeah.
that ain't like that every time.
that goes into something I want to go into, which is perception.
Okay.
Perception is key.
It is.
It not only matters what you think about yourself, but sometimes it matters what other people think of you. Sometimes. It's like 80-20, truthfully.
Shit.
Right?
Okay.
So, like you, like both of us, there's been times where we giving bitches the best shit in the world.
Right.
Right? And then there were other times where it was like, That's all I got.
You got mid.
Yeah, like, you
Fuck 5 stars.
Get the fuck off me.
Get off me, bitch. He said, bitch, you better go.
I'm gonna give you 5 stars.
He's fuck 5 stars. He was smacking around like,
That's it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, man, that's how I be sometimes.
So
man.
it's like that, and for me, my thing. So for you, how you feel as though you'll have that performance anxiety. Mine comes in. I worry more about the perception, because if you ask all of the women I've ever dealt with, half of them will have amazing to say about me. The other half will not. And to me, that sometimes gets in my head. So, like when I sent you a homegirl, I saw your little podcast. You don't care about me. You know, this is over. And I'm just like, but bitch, I don't like, that doesn't really affect me.
Yeah.
But it does. My first line of defense, I was telling my mom, my first line of defense is to act like I don't care, just so I don't have to feel. But then when I take the time to think about it, like, okay, what could I have done differently with this not to get that same reaction? Because it's, as I said, some women think I'm great, some don't think too highly of me at all, which is fine. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I'm trying to get to a place where I'm just giving the best version of myself as much as possible. And the only way I can truly do that is if I hold some things back, but then try to just be as authentically me as possible.
100%.
And that's the balance I'm trying to figure out, and being as truthful, but then not being harmful with it.
You know, I told myself that before me and Shawty had just met up, had that conversation in front of the crib and shit, and I was just like, before I see the Shawty, I'm not going to put on like that character. Like, I'm not going to play the character. I'm just going to be me, because I'm fine as I am. And so like when we got to talking, that's when I realized me doesn't like small talk. Like, I can't do the, I gotta know what's on your mind. What's going on? Like, and I realized then in that conversation that I don't be having nothing to say to these women because I just have sex with them. So like, so she was understanding. So that's what we had a conversation about. And goddamn, I guess that molds over into me thinking I'm the Black Christian Grey, because like, these women, they know that this is where I'm coming from and what I'm working on and shit, and goddamn, they think it's a fun project, like you said. And you mentioned earlier, like, what do you say? The perception and what people caring about, what people think. And she asked that same question later on that night, like, do you care what I think about you? And I was like, to an extent, I have to. If like, you think of it, if I want your pussy, you're the prize. So you don't have to care about what I think as much as I care about what you think.
It's funny you even bring that up, because this thought came in my head right before I was clocking out.
Yeah.
I want to read it because I was trying to put the words together.
Specific thought.
I put, if I'm not winning while I'm with you, then how are you the prize?
Expound on that.
Women will say all day, I'm the prize, you're losing out on me, you're missing out on this pussy, missing out on this great shit I can provide for you, this, that, and the third. But if I'm not winning by being with you, because a prize is something you win.
Right.
If I'm not winning by being with you, what's the prize?
That's a nice concept, and that's a nice way to look at it. And don't get me wrong, when I did say that to her, it's true in that I want her pussy, and that's the prize.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah, what's the word?
Semantics.
I said synonymous. It's a boom up.
Cinnamon.
I said toe scratch. but what I meant, like, goddamn toe scratch. I remember we was having a little conversation, and you had mentioned you don't like giving too much gratification and stuff. Like, sometimes I don't mind throwing a little compliment out there and stuff, like, especially especially if old girl has confidence already, then I don't mind throwing a compliment out there because I'm not holding on. I'm not boosting your ego for you. I'm just, I mean,
Yeah.
we being cool.
Yeah.
And so for me to call her the prize, of course, like I got more focuses than, some lady. However, like,
Well, that goes back into just what we've been experiencing lately. But how you mentioned when homegirl was saying, oh, like don't send me nothing now type time. Like there's nothing that we're missing out on.
Nothing.
And the one thing I'm constantly having to question when I'm dealing with a woman who I find interesting is what could she bring to the table?
Nothing.
Besides a fat ass, besides a pretty face, some big titties.
Right.
Like what are you really gonna bring to what I already have going on? Because in all actuality, I don't really need a woman in my life to give me or do anything for me.
Right. I got here by myself.
I don't need a woman for any of that. I have a family that loves me. I have hobbies. I have interests. I have a support system. I have friends. I have goals. I have a purpose. What do I need a woman for?
Now, granted, I'm gonna tell you this because we had that same conversation, me and Miss Lady, and I was just like, just letting her know that, like, because I gave my sister the same advice that I got from like Will Smith and Jada's podcast talking about motherfucking, a marriage, any relationship should be a 2-hand circle. And I was just letting her know, like, keep us, your family, out of your relationship. I don't even want to meet my sister's boyfriend. He treating you good? You cool? All right, bet. Like, cause he ain't got shit. I'm not gonna like this nigga. I don't care who he is, like, and what he does. I'm not gonna like him.
Man,
Fuck
it could
him.
be Obama.
Nobody's good enough for my sisters. But like, if my sister is happy, I don't want to ruin that for her.
Right.
So like, keep me out of it. Just let me know you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I told her that and followed it up with, because there's a certain element of just love and companionship you can't get that from your family.
Right.
You will need somebody outside of your family. I remember my sister told me, get a life, man. My family was all that mattered to me. And I had to realize that, I'm not all that mattered to my family. Not to throw shade or anything. It's just that they had their own families. They built their own lives. And I had to escape that.
I can I understand where you're coming from with that. I feel as though, for example, my mom taught me and my brother how to cook for ourselves,
Right.
how to clean the house, how to do our own laundry. She taught us, her and my dad were teaching us how to be our own men.
Indeed.
The one thing my mom repeatedly told us was, I'm teaching you these things so you don't ever have to rely on a woman to do these things for you. You're not going to grow up in this world and expect a woman to cook for you, and then if she don't one day, you're going to starve. Not my sons.
Right.
I live by that because in the same way women can preach all this independence and whatnot, I'm not going to allow myself to feel as though that I
Yes.
need a woman for
And I can
anything.
understand that on the other end too.
Yeah, because eventually, don't get me wrong, like, and me and Aaron had this discussion, but eventually, I'm at some point in time, I will relax.
Right.
I will
That's
chill out.
Eventual. Like you
Yeah,
said.
who knows when, but I will relax. I'm gonna want kids. I'm gonna want to do the responsible thing and be a man and leave a legacy. But before then, I'm gonna have to meet a woman who is really gonna have to show me what you bring.
Your verbiage there, I just wanted to, because I call you saying be a man. You're a man. Don't take that away from yourself just because you haven't done these things. That's all.
Well, okay, boom, you're right. The next level, though, another level of being a man, because you could be
That
a man.
responsibility.
You could be a man and not have any kids, but you're a different type of man if you have kids. You're now a father.
Yeah.
It's a different label.
I feel that 100%. I just didn't want you to.
Oh yeah,
take away from.
No less of a man than what I'm already.
Yeah.
But that idea in my head though, it
But
does
that's
exist.
100% true as well.
Yeah, it does exist, and at some point I am gonna want to do it.
Right.
But I'm gonna want to make sure that the woman I choose is exactly what I'm gonna want.
Indeed. Oh my God. I think about well, no, I don't. I try not to think about it, like, cause I don't want to jinx nothing. But like, I imagine that when I'm raising a child, like, I'm already controlling now. So I'm sure that the things that I want that child to learn and how I want him to grow or her to grow. Jesus. Yeah. It would take much cooperation from said woman. Now, like, you were speaking about what do you need or what, basically, how could a woman be a prize or basically when I earlier in what we were speaking about, I had to contrast because on one hand, there's lots of loyalty from this lady in my life and whatnot, and then given my path that I've been on, I never expected to meet anybody that I'm keeping around. It was always about me. I'm just moving, and so like in consideration of these things, I fear mindsets and stuff, and we got limited time and energy, and I just don't want to waste it. Don't want to spend it in the wrong areas. And then, like I said many times, like we've gotten examples. We have clear examples in front of us of people who made decisions with their lives for people, and they didn't get to where their trajectory, you know what I mean, was saying they could have gone. Mm-hmm. So I just don't want to stagnate myself, and I don't want to make the wrong decision at the same time. Like, what if you do have a great woman in your life who could have been Michelle Obama, and you messed that up?
But see, I don't even like to think like that.
Right.
Because, again, I say all the time, there's good ones and there's bad ones.
True.
There's many of great women in this world.
Right.
It's I used to have the mentality of like the one who got away or not having the opportunity to fully shell out my relationship with this person because things just didn't work out.
Makes sense.
I'm starting to run into now, once I change my mentality of, again, less quantity and more quality, I'm now beginning to see that, there are women in this world that I am looking for. Mm-hmm. And they want me, too.
Yo, that's hard for women.
And when I'm starting to discover that, it eases my mind because now I'm feeling as though, okay, even if along the way these things don't become anything major, I know, just like door to door, I'm getting one step closer to the one who is gonna work out. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So in turn, I'm doing my thing now, but it's for a greater cause. Yeah. I'm playing the numbers for real.
I was about to say, what is it? What do we call the loops?
Laps.
Yeah, I was saying, doing your laps. So what do we call the loops?
This nigga loopy.
You ain't shit. This nigga loopy. You a fool. Goddamn, man. That's totally right.
She never met Gary Oak.
What is it? Fucking, you said something just now that was poignant. You made a poignant point about motherfucking, cause Shorty. Quality over quantity. Mm-hmm. Me and Shorty had also discussed that. It's funny how we hitting on a lot of the topics, and that in itself was a big part of my attraction. I'm a big mind guy, and like while like I've been around the block a few times, like there's few and far between. It's few and far between that you meet people, women that you know what I mean, you can actually have existential conversations with. And she turned on the Capricorn. I was just like,
you know what's funny?
What's that?
Me and Homer are both Geminis.
It's funny. I said.
You said.
I think.
Ain't no
Nah, but yeah. That's crazy. I always see a funny irony in the similarities in our
It's always
paths.
It's parallels. It's parallels. It's so many parallels.
I mean, it speaks to a certain direction in which we're moving in. upward trajectory, like you say.
An ascension.
I love it. Yeah, that's what it is called. I said upward trajectory. Nah,
You said vertical.
It's one word. Like complicating everything.
What's funny about you is this is the irony with you.
What's that?
You will make the dopest raps, but in conversation you'll lose all the words and don't know what the fuck to say. Your words be lyrical miracle like a motherfucker. They ain't gonna talk and he be like. Fuck it.
I started using all the slang. I said, you drawing, nigga, goddamn motherfucker.
Nigga, use proper English.
Nah, like, that was another thing, though. Shawty was talking about my vernacular, just like my in normal conversation, while you do make that joke, in normal conversation, I do use, like...
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. But I'm real... Like I could accept it from her like she was saying she usually is feeling like the smartest person in the room type thing, so like it was refreshing and whatnot, so I can accept that from
I've heard that a few times.
You know what I mean?
About myself. That's because we're
thinkers,
not
man.
We're thinkers. We're not surface level niggas. It's more to us than just how we appear.
Real shit.
And every time, again, because we are who we are, we're gonna run into these instances that prove who we really are.
Real shit.
That's the real thing about what I'm coming to learn about myself.
Yes.
Is the good, the bad, the ugly. It's all being proven to me, and I'm gonna have to work with what's being shown to me.
Right.
Like I said, you're gonna talk to some women who love me. Some who really don't care for me. But on both ends, I'm learning more about myself. Aaron was like, yeah, bro. He was like, you definitely low-key toxic. And I'm like, nigga, I know. Like, nigga, I know. Like, I'm not gonna fight that no more. I mean, like, it is what it is.
If we want to define it with how they're defining it now, then I guess.
Well, because
say that, but
he lived with me.
Oh, he saw the behaviors.
Like, me and him, we were.
I was about to make a joke. I said, oh, that wasn't your first week. He said, me and him, we were... I said... Then the last episode you talking about something, oh, I've tried anal before. This ended up. He said, Gary! In the red Jim Gary!
Yo. But I say that because, again, I live with him, and he was, he brought the point, he was like, man, he mentioned how, after me and my last relationship broke up, not the one that just passed, but homegirl before him, he was like, you joined the business, start wilding out. And I was like, this is true. I really was wilding 100%. Out because I didn't have that wasn't my experience up until then.
Right.
Being free and open to the world and anything and everything and being able to just do whatever the fuck I wanted to. I was doing whatever the fuck I wanted to.
I love it.
At the expense of anything. Me, them. Round of applause, my nigga. Round of applause. I
feel you, Pippin.
Yo, I didn't care.
Done that.
And along the way, I can say nowadays that my actions definitely did catch up with me, but more emotionally and mentally, if anything. As I said, after dealing with so much with everything, now I have to swing the pendulum back the other way.
Okay.
And not to where it used to be, but just enough to where I'm moving a little bit smarter now. Even with Shorty, who was like, "Oh, I'll watch a little podcast and fuck you, nigga." I'm like, okay, maybe I should chill out from like talking about so much all at one time.
Or at least finesse.
Yeah,
give it finesse.
Because as much honesty and transparency I want to give out, because I am honest and I am transparent, I also have to understand who may be affected by it.
100%.
And this goes back to, like I said, about Shawty, who recorded my conversation with her and decided to put that out. I'm like, it'd be really hypocritical of me to be mad at her for doing that, and I'm over here talking about someone else's whole business with me.
Right. Makes sense.
I'm making these comparisons to this.
These considerations.
Yeah, to try to get better, because at the end of the day, it's really going to be, if I have to look back over my life and look at who I affected negatively and positively, I would like to know that I affected more people positively than negatively.
Well, with the optimistic mind, I'm sure you have.
I can't say.
Which, well, aren't you always right? Whatever you think, like,
True.
you know what I mean?
True.
So, like, I lean towards the positive factor in that case, because, yeah, I mean, but then I'm only speaking from me. We're somebody's bad guy, all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shoot, you talking about working on yourself? I was rewatching our podcast from last episode and episodes before, and just finding little niches that I'd like to work on. And one of them was that I found myself, like, I even just now I had to clench my jaw and close my mouth to make sure I didn't interrupt you. Like, because I just need to learn to listen more. And I realized, like, a lot of my responses was filled with a lot of language of I, me. Like, you would be talking about something, and that I would bring it back to reference something that I experienced and stuff. And while I can understand how that's a way to communicate and relate on experiences, like, it highlights narcissism. It screams narcissism. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like seeing it. Yeah, that's something I'm working on. Like,
Well, I know you said you wanted to touch on that.
yeah.
So go more into that. Like, what's your concern with that?
Well, because when I had mentioned to you that Shawty had elaborated on me as somebody that's a little narcissistic, it was like we blew it off because a lady said it about me. Pretty much, if I could keep it a spade a spade, and so like I didn't think anything of it until I realized what other aspects of my life were being affected by this so-called narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like as I rewatch those episodes or go through my Rolodex of events in my life, I know that I'm very aware that I think about me a lot. And that's why I ain't got no kids and everything. I'm very selfish. I do a lot of stuff on my own. I'm very independent. So like even a project like this has created an element of cooperation I'm not used to.
Mm-hmm.
And so like seeing those videos back, it was in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like seeing it.
I understand that. I noticed. Okay, for example, when Shawty was calling me a narcissist and everything.
Okay.
I extremely felt a way about that because after everything that transpired, nothing narcissistic about what had transpired was narcissistic.
Right.
And it was understanding that she was saying that from a place of hurt and trying to hurt me, which was affecting me and making me question myself. So when I hear you speak about it, I have to think about how are you looking at yourself, and back to perception. Are you perceiving yourself this way or are others? And if I'm hearing what you're saying about if you're going through your life and understanding that a lot of it has been just about you, maybe it isn't just as much as narcissism as it maybe is just survival, my nigga.
Yeah, because, and I took a note on that. That's funny you mentioned, because on the flip side of that, here I go. Like, sure, I acknowledge that you call it what you want. I'm keeping it. Because you mentioned the word super important, consideration. I don't know when I noticed it, but it had to be more than a decade ago that I found myself being more considerate than others are willing to be, just because I think more than others do. And so I just was like, fuck it. They're not considerate of me. I'm gonna consider myself first. Like, and so like, yeah, man. Like, I'm glad you did say that, because while I think I try to be a better person in other people's eyes, and I'm kind of done with that. Mm-hmm. Like, I am the way I am, and I like what has to be improved upon will be. However, I'm not. It's like old girl, like here's the good and the bad of her, like the Capricorn babe, like motherfucking she her and another babe. They both, especially the other babe. She's a better example. She was just saying, why don't you just want me? And like expecting me to change.
She didn't watch the last pod.
Yeah, like or another babe who was just like the one that the most recent. Like she was just talking about like changing and like just trying to change things about people and everything, and noticing that sometimes she needs to take a step back. And I told her about expectations, because you put that on me, like stop having expectations. And like that's the same advice I had to give her, because like motherfucking yeah, my life, yeah, that's, and she was real disappointed about that. She was talking about she doesn't understand why men aren't the kind of men who want to they don't want to, women don't want to have to ask to get their nails done by you, even if they can afford it themselves. Like she wants a man that's going to be a provider. Now, granted, I'm okay with that. I get that. Granted, I don't think your nails is providing for you. Like I get it, but the man, I get that. I'm okay with that. It's just motherfucking, I don't care about your nails. I don't care about, my life is about me. You know, and it always has been. And so like yeah, I just can't, I don't make no decisions for nobody else.
In the book The Rational Male, Rollo Tomasi talks about coming from your mental point of origin.
Yeah.
Meaning you're coming from first, what's doing anything gonna do for you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna serve you or detract from you?
Right.
If helping someone or being considerate of someone or providing whatever it is for someone, if you think inwardly first, if this is really gonna mean something to you, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not gonna mean anything to you, then don't. People will find a way to flip that and call it nihilism, narcissistic, just because you're putting yourself first. But what people fail to understand is, to help anything and to really succeed in life, you have to put yourself first.
Really?
You're the leader of your own life.
Cup runneth over type shit.
You're trying to juggle so many things and push yourself in so many different areas. You're only leading yourself to more chaos.
Right.
We don't have to have no concern for anything that isn't a priority of ours.
Precisely.
From your own mental point of origin, if a woman is saying, hey, what are you doing tonight? I want to see you. You're going to think, well, what do I have to do?
Mm-hmm.
What am I have to do? Do I got to do this? Do I got to do that? Do I got to go to sleep for work? What do I have to do?
Right.
If you weren't coming from your own mental point of origin, you would have been like, come over right now. No thought, no questions asked, because you're coming from their mental point of origin.
Right.
That's not serving you.
Right.
It's only going to serve you when you're going to think inwardly, okay, well, I got this to do, I got that to do. Yeah, nah, I can't.
100%.
It's nothing against them.
100%.
It's not only to serve you, but you'll open up a next time for when it will serve them. Because maybe tonight ain't the night for them.
Right.
But Saturday night will be.
I've gotten much better at that in my, I guess my age, or as time just went on, because I've mentioned it in the other podcast that I have still kind of have a hard time. I have a hard time saying no to pussy. Like, when I know a woman is making it easy for me, when I know a woman wants me, like, you saw at the Wendy's, what y'all doing tonight? I don't have any time, and I still said, what y'all doing tonight? Like,
even though we had a whole pod,
like we got a pod, I got work for 24 hours, like I gotta get rest, like, but I don't know, like when the opportunity presents itself, I forget that there can be a better time, or there won't be a time. And I need to learn how to accept that. Jay Fizzle, I know he's he's overlooked, I should say, but one of Young Dolph's artists. But he said a line like, I can't miss a bitch unless she... Now, I can't agree with the whole bar, but he was like, yeah, I can't miss a bitch unless she fat, ugly, Trifling or something shit. I was like, nah, I fuck that bitch. I fuck her. Trifling though, leave that alone.
You might as well just go with the Juicy J bar. You say no
no,
to ratchet pussy, Juicy JK. Let's go with that shit.
Yeah. Because I had to put too much motherfucking context on that J Fizzle bar. I was trying to shout him out. Work on it. Yeah, man, yeah. I definitely, I feel that, and I need to work on that. Cause shit, Shawty want to see me tonight, and I got. I mean, we won't. We know that the plans of the week have changed due to certain things that have been in place. Mm-hmm. So the schedule is shifted. Now things have to be consolidated, and it's just like I'm fitting her in if I do that. Like,
and a lot of times
it's only going to be to my detriment.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where I had to learn to start to come from my mental point of origin.
Right.
For example, Shawty wanted to see me. Was asking me to go somewhere, and I wanted to, for sure, because it would have been fun, but I'm like, I got this to do, I got that to do, I need rest, I need to pack, I need to pack, haven't done that yet. I still have so many other things, and I want to be within a frame where I'm not doing anything with you and worrying about these things.
Yes.
Because then I'm not gonna enjoy it. I'm not. If I'm with you and I know all this shit in the background has not been taken care of, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Okay. I'm not doing it because only then will. Because then it ruins the whole entire.
You're not present.
I'm not present. It ruins the whole atmosphere and the vibe that I'm trying to create, and it takes away from that. I want to always, again, present the best version of me whenever I'm around these people. Mm-hmm. And I learned the hard way when I'm not presenting the best version of myself. When I get too comfortable, when I'm not on my purpose, when I lose frame, when I'm not as confident, when I'm not speaking honestly, or when I'm letting people disrespect me. No more of that shit.
Right.
I'm controlling what needs to be controlled in my life, and in this certain context, it's the self-image of me.
100%.
Biggest thing.
Putting yourself first. That's a beautiful thing you just taught me too. Like when you said you'll be thinking about the other things, because if I harken back to what we discussed in the car, that's exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll just be thinking about what I need to be doing. And the reason that I end up in those situations where I'm not performing or I'm wrecked in my head is because I shouldn't be there.
And this is why. This is why. And this is no shade to no women.
Right.
But this is why, as men, we need to focus on our purpose. And women are always gonna be last in a non-priority.
100%.
Unless you have your shit taken care of, then it's time for the fun and games.
Right.
All right, cool. I'm finished work. I wrote. Worked on the beat a little bit. Mm-hmm. I sent a few emails, texted a few people. My work is done. What time is it? Okay. Hey, what's up? And then if not, all right, cool. My day is done. Because at that point, what needed to be taken care of, which is of the most importance, is taken care of.
Exactly.
I learned that to have better priorities, you need to subjugate things into 4 different categories. And I even told Homegirl this because she can start using it. It's called the Eisenhower box. You separate things in the 4 quadrants. The first one being what's important and urgent.
Okay.
So these are things that need to be taken care of right away and need to be done immediately, and they carry the utmost importance, and they have a sooner deadline.
Okay.
The next quadrant would be non-urgent. No, sorry, it will be important but not urgent. So these are things you can get done, but they don't necessarily have a deadline to them just yet.
Okay.
Right? These are things that are going to become urgent later on.
If they don't get taken care of.
If they don't get taken care of. Third quadrant will be urgent but not important. These are things that you can get done easy, but they're not necessarily going to add any experience or leveling up
First
to
quadrant was
important and urgent.
important and urgent. So the first quadrant is basically the graduation of the second quadrant. You
Well,
didn't take care of what was
boom.
and so now it's important and urgent.
Boom.
This is important, but it's not urgent. And third quadrant being urgent,
But not important. Boom. And those are the ones that really aren't. You can do them, and they are things to be getting done. But these are things you could probably delegate to something or someone else to do
Okay.
because they're not important, but they can be done sooner.
Okay.
And then the last quadrant is not urgent and not important,
Not urgent.
where you don't even need to concern yourself with these things. Now you're potting.
Ah, shit. Yo, and as we discuss this, like, we're breaking this down, I'm like, yo, my life, like, I've been blessed. Like, however, as I'm looking at my positioning now, I'm really good where I'm at, like, women-wise, especially with old girl, the loyalty that's been there, and just knowing that it complicates things less. The less energy and attention and time I'm exerting to unnecessary things. While these are, like you said, there's good ones and there's bad ones. This may be a very good one. Either way, though, like, I have so much that I need to be doing. Like, my life is set up like this, right? So this whole week, like, we got MOT Sunday and shit. Like, this whole week, like, it's gonna be nonstop work. And like, even when we don't have overtime, you get one day off. Like, when we is off of W-2 work, we're working on ourselves and doing our own 1099 shit. So it's just like, with that kind of time constraint, no wonder I've just been fucking these bitches. But like, then I meet one years back that's like, fast forward to today, she's still around and she cool. Like, and like, she fits in the life. Like, she has an understanding already of where I'm at, has an understanding of where I'm trying to get, knows how I'm trying to get there, and knows what I'm willing to tolerate. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these aspects that, like, take years to develop. It's just like, my dick is the only reason that I'd ever explore, you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of it. Other than that, like, I really need to just stay focused, man.
And I had to learn, cause you know me, dog. Like, it's been nothing but girlfriends all up until recently, and I'll be the first one to tell you. Every time I would have a girlfriend, my whole entire focus would be fucked. It'd be fucked. I'd stop doing what I was doing before I got with them.
Right.
I would direct all my attention and focus onto them, and I'd start to lose myself in these relationships a whole lot. And having to go from one to another and one to another, it started to wear on me to the point where I was only then going to be losing out on not only time, but on who I really was.
Right.
And these days, I can't afford to lose myself in the people.
100%.
Because
that's powerful.
The thing about it is, they damn sure ain't gonna lose themselves into me. And they'll only see to use what I'm already building to help build themselves up.
Oh, see, but now you're at that same point, that same crossroads that I was at when I was just like, yo, people aren't as considerate as I'm being to them. And you just realize one of those kindness taken for weakness things. And you're just like, I bet. Like, I see where my mistakes was made, can't go back, but moving forward, this is how I'm going to be. I'm not the same one. You know what I mean? I'm him.
Yeah. I'm a man.
I'm Gary O.
Bet you're never gonna beat Jim Gary.
Nigga, fool. Yeah, man. When you said that cloudy vision that you get, I definitely relate to that. Even though I'm not in a relationship, like, just having the woman on my mind, it's like I'm not thinking clearly. And I told her that. I was just like, I miss having a loveless life where I just like didn't think about anybody because everything was a shoulder shrug. It was so easy to just move forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're just thinking about what you need to do.
What I learned about even experiencing that, like the loveless relationship less no relationship at all.
Yeah. He said the cold heart. The man in life.
Man.
I'm done with that. I'm gonna keep saying that, man.
Because it's too funny. It's too fucking funny.
That should kill me.
What I had to learn is that what I was going for in these relationships was someone who was going to not only like be there with me, but be there for me and give in as much I was giving in to them. Where I was being supportive and encouraging and looking to see them be the best versions of themselves. I was hoping that they were going to do that for me. I had to figure out and learn I can't concern myself with these people because only taken away from what I need to get done. And in all actuality, women don't even want to be like your focus and your center of attention. They really don't. And it's because they want to know that you have a greater goal in mind and they see that as extremely attractive.
Yes.
And you're going to go way further because because they see the value in you. If I'm not texting you back right away, it's because I'm doing shit.
Right.
I'm not just sitting on my ass.
You see the value in me because that's my time.
Yeah.
It's valuable.
And at times I do get to talk to you. Like I'm going to give you my full undivided attention because that's what I think, you deserve if I'm fooling with you. But then when it's my time, it's my time.
Right.
And I can't fold for that shit no more.
Right.
So if I got a pod tonight, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to pile my nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to throw a bitch into trying to figure this shit out because no, these things are what dictates my success in life.
Indeed.
Where I'm at.
Indeed.
And I made the mistakes of trying to fit a woman into these things where this bitch just did not fit.
She don't belong.
She did not belong. And only then did I have to go through what I had to go through to figure this shit out the hard way. When I had already known, but was like, what maybe is no, nigga, it's all to fucking say. It's all to say shit. And like, I can't get over this shit, dog. Like,
dog, I'm having such a hard time internally right now because we're talking about this and I'm talking a good game. But that bitch is bad. I don't want that pussy so bad. I gotta get some rest. I'm gonna be working 8 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Hey, look, goddamn.
But that. There's gonna be a float all next week. I said, tonight's out. Oh, fuck me.
But it's a give and take. It's benefits to it. Whatever it is you feel comfortable enough doing.
But you know what though? I'm gonna see what. It's gonna be what it's gonna be when I tell her that I gotta do what I gotta do. I've had pussy before. I'll have pussy again. And the common denominator is I got it.
Right.
So
I wanted to just to change gears a little bit, not change them all the way, but
I feel that.
I think I touched on this on I think the second episode or whatnot, but of my last relationship. It was points where every so often or every now and again, I go check her pages and everything like that to see what she was saying.
Okay.
And deep down, a part of me just wanted to know that one, she was okay and is alive, and second, that she's happier.
That's mature.
And I had gotten that confirmation probably like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Probably no, like last week actually. Yeah, last week and a half. she had made a tweet about something, and it confirmed for me that
all is well.
She's good now. Because what I had went through was someone who had built kind of a codependency upon me, and I felt it was my responsibility and my duty to always make sure that they were okay, whether you're with me or without me.
Mm-hmm.
I already felt at peace, but now it's fully confirmed that I really don't have to concern myself with these feelings or thoughts anymore.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly, because as over it as I am, again, the fact that I was still trying to make sure that was okay despite everything and my feelings and everything that happened, I needed that confirmation, because just like the rest of my relationships, I know that they're good without me. And that gives me the solace to just leave that there.
So this was specific to a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
To her.
Okay.
And like the poem I wrote, there's times where I'm hoping she's okay, and there's times I'm just like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
But lately it's less of the fuck you, and it's straight. I don't feel no ways about it.
That's
and
good.
I've experienced a whole lot and developed a whole lot in these past 6 months since I've came back home. And it's shown me that not only did I need to go through that, but I needed to. You mentioned how you ask yourself, like, when is Cole ever gonna like be serious?
Mm-hmm.
I had to go through that shit to learn what it was to be serious about.
Expound on that, because like, yeah, please do. The woman ain't like. When I think of serious, like, that's why I want you to expound on that. How did she bring out the serious elements in life?
There's consequences to actions, and everything isn't always just gonna be left alone, swept under the rug, and shit will hit the fan. Shit will hit the fan, and in the way that it did, I was not ready for, was not prepared for, was not expecting. But in all that, it showed me that, like I was just saying, Aaron was saying how I was toxic coming into the shit and I was doing whatever I wanted. Very true. And she was the person who ended up being the recipient of my actions. Majority of it. Whether I intended to hurt her or not, it still affected her. And I have to be aware of that and cognizant of that. And she has all the right to feel her feelings. I also have to understand that my role that I played and accountability I had to take, despite whether or not I deserved whatever that was, it taught me a valuable lesson that my actions going forward are going to have an effect on the people who I'm dealing with. And if I'm not careful enough with what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how I'm treating people, it may come back on me. It may come back on me. And I'm not willing to risk what I already went through and what I've gained to keep fucking around like I used to and be inconsiderate of these things.
I feel you.
So I was talking to my mom about being a little bit more honest and how to deliver truth and honesty without hurting people's feelings. And I told her that truth hurts regardless, and I know I'm going to hurt people's feelings even if I'm trying not to. But she was telling me that I need to learn how to deliver these things with love. And despite how they may feel about it, you know that you were delivering it with love, and it was meant in the best possible way.
I'll tell you like this, coming from a person who, after my first and last relationship with that I at least took seriously with Karina and whatnot. And I noticed I'm saying I and stuff. I'm coming from a reference point, but I'm trying to help my nigga with some advice from
you're not narcissistic. You don't gotta.
You know, I'm working on myself. Yeah. But like motherfucking since then.
No. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna keep going.
Don't mind
There's
me.
a reason you said
just don't mind me.
I was like, we about to go on a whole tangent.
Don't mind me. Just keep, we're fine now. Just keep it going. My fault.
But no, you good. But motherfucking, I can only imagine. Just jokes. But ever since I left that relationship, man, I told Shawty one honest thing. I was like, I ain't never doing this shit again. And with the rest of these females, man, all I've been doing is being yeah, I've been very blunt about the truth. And there's your mom said you know, delivering it with in a different perspective. I might have to take that advice too, because I'm very blunt with my honesty. However, for me, it's been a very good filter system as to who can handle that.
Yeah.
And also, like, for example, old girl who I've got to consider whether I'm seeing or not tonight. But like, she was saying like, goddamn, what is it? There would be moments when she would be like, oh, that's so sweet, or she would be all like turned on by something, and then I hit her with the honesty or the blunt thing of it, and it would ruin the moment for her. However, she appreciated the honesty. Like, it's just how I communicate. I have to be understood where I'm coming from, or else I'll be feeling like I'm moving on, like I'm walking. There's no ground. I'm not on solid ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I'm trying to, because I admire that about you, how you can be that honest, and on a deeper level for me, I think I struggle a whole lot with being honest, because I feel again, because I care, and I feel like if I'm being honest, I just don't want to hurt this person's feelings, despite how it is my truth, and that I don't mean anything malicious behind it. I don't want to. I care about how, you know, this person may perceive me. I care about the way in which I'll be received going forward. It's a lot of I guess self-doubt when it comes to how true I'm going to be with somebody, because then and only then will I feel less guarded. Now I'm a whole lot more vulnerable if I have to be this honest with you. And again, my last situation where I was being honest and I was being truthful, despite anything good or bad I may have been doing, it still bit me in the ass. And it was in that moment I was really trying to be as honest as possible. But these days, now I'm way more cautious about what I'll be willing to expose to people if I don't fully trust you with this information. Because, like I said, I'll leave shit unsaid if I feel as though that I don't want to explain myself. You know.
You saw me you just said when we was at the gym, you know, something I noticed about you. You always feel like you gotta explain yourself.
But I noticed that because I don't like to explain myself so much. I'll have full blown conversations like how we do.
Right.
But explain myself about me is where I'm drawing the line at. You know, I can't. That alone, nah. I remember Shawty telling me, like, I feel like I know you, but you're still somewhat like a mystery. I'm just like, yeah, bitch. Like, yeah, I am, because this is what you're getting right here.
Surface.
This is what it is. The inner workings up here. The fact that she was like, I watched your little podcast, you don't care about me. I don't even remember even saying that shit.
Right.
But somehow she took that, whether I said it or not.
What can I do?
What can I do? and again, it's I'm better off, but I can't. I feel as though
you can't help but feel bad about how you're perceived.
Yeah, and it goes back to me feeling like I don't like the word being called asshole.
Right.
I've accepted it now because it is what it is.
Right.
I get bitches, but then that shit really fucking bothered me.
See, I'm putting it in perspective. Like, what you remember we had mentioned, it's always about what's important to you, right? And the same thing that gives you, for lack of a better word, some sort of anxiety when it comes to honesty, because that would make you feel vulnerable. It was like I told my mom, I was just like, I guess I could be so honest because I'm like a blank slate. Like I really, I told Shawty, just like you say you didn't want to hurt this person when with your truth. One of the things I told to Shawty, like she was just like, because we was discussing, going out having fun and it's, having friends of life basically, and how I was just like, I can't see myself caring about the same things that people care about. I just don't care enough. Like that whole cold aspect of me, she was trying to get me to stop using that verbiage, but it was the best way I could just describe like how my personality is. It's naturally how I am, and so it's not something that I have to try to do. And like so that honesty that comes out is just because I'm a blank slate anyway. I don't have much to, so like I can understand where you're trying. It's like you're trying not to wear your heart on your sleeve. You're trying not to expose anything about yourself that you feel like could come back to you if you do this person wrong and they like they decide to like expose some bullshit. Like it's just like, man, I have the same way you have that anxiety when it comes to how you're perceived, like as a person. I have that anxiety, and it's back down to what's important to us, because how I've been looking at women and my values have been all messed up. I only value sex, so I get off on pleasing the woman so much so that like I get performance anxiety, and then like sometimes I'm 100, sometimes I'm 50. And then, like, goddamn, that's where my mind gets fucked up. When I start getting that anxiety about, like, whether I'm going to perform the same as I did last time. Whereas you're more so worried about how you're going to be perceived as a person. Like, because you could... you care. And it's just about what's important to you, pimp.
Yeah, definitely. Because... And I think I've grown accustomed to, like I said, just being learning what's the most appealing things about me and just putting that first. I can't lead with the rest of that shit that isn't first. I naturally am gonna turn someone off because of the things that wouldn't be so appealing.
Man, but.
So I say all that to say, right? So the whole asshole thing,
right?
What I thought I was leading with was, which is my genuine self. I am an asshole. I don't negate that. However, if I want to bring people around me and I want them to get a better sense of me, I don't have to reveal that right away. I would want you to build that comfortability enough with me to where I can start getting that comfortable around you, and you'll begin to see that is what that is, and not judge me for it and accept me the way shit is, because I'm looking to accept you the way you are.
Now, I find, I think this is just my favorite word today, but I find paradox in that. Like, you want to be unjudged by them when you show them who you really are later.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Because if you were really unjudged, you could show them who you are at first.
Okay, so boom. You're right. It's the most what I deem to be the less attractive qualities in me that I one am still working on, and two that I don't want to be deemed as like this something that I'm not, and that's something that whole last situation brought all those feelings back up for me. Just because I hurt this person's feelings,
right?
Now I'm all this now. Negate all that, but now I'm all this.
Okay, we take full accountability for shit, so I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
But
so
just like you told me that I'm not narcissistic to you, like I just want you to consider like perspective is everything, right? The bad things about you from who?
elaborate.
Like you said, you don't like to show them the bad parts of you, or you don't like to show them this part of you or that part of you. But from whose perspective is it bad?
The people it's affected by.
And how is your life affected by them leaving it?
If I care, and usually I do.
Usually you do.
And that's where it's I'm struggling with because, again, my defense mechanism is to act as if I don't care.
Okay.
And convince myself I don't care. Because me caring means I'm gonna have to carry the emotion of you leaving.
That's okay though.
And I have a hard time dealing with I don't have abandonment issues, but again, the perception that you leave with of me.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can ask half of the women I've been with about me and then the other half about me, and you'll get different answers. The perception you leave away, the perception you leave with about me is gonna bother me more than anything else.
So the same way I want referrals from you after I fuck the shit out of you, and you tell your girlfriends, oh, he's this guy, he's that guy, and now your girlfriends want me. You want these bitches to look at you as a good person.
It's
and
like ISO boom. It's like in Door to Door. They tell you that you want to leave a good impression on even at the person at the door, even if they tell you no, because the next time someone comes in that territory and they come behind you, they're gonna have to talk to that same person, and they're gonna remember the nice guy who came to the door and assume you're the nice person too.
Yeah.
But if you're an asshole to them the same way, or a
Yeah.
dickhead to them, they're gonna assume you're a dickhead too and give you the blues when the next time you come knock on their door.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
I feel you.
I don't want the dialogue to be he's this, he's that. That was something I struggled with in middle school. I went from being just the funny guy who was, just relatively cool with everybody,
Yeah.
to just being oh, this nigga ain't shit, he an asshole, he this, he that, got bullied. And then it was like, I bet then. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now I'm the bully. Now I'm fucking with you. Now I'm gonna say this shit. Now we into it. I don't really give a fuck. I don't like
But
that.
that was your defense mechanism.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. Yeah, it kills me. And I remember this day vividly. I came home from school one day, and there was no one in the crib. No one. This is back at 105 in Claremont. Came home, no one's in the crib, and it was quiet, and I sat right in the living room.
Why did I think, oh, fire, shall we drive? I'm like, this nigga Drake. Keep going.
I mean, damn near shit.
Real shit.
But no one in the crib, and I go in the living room, and I just sit on the floor, and I just start crying. Just start bawling out. Because it all just caught up with me. I'm just like, yo, who am I right now? Like, what am I really doing? Why am I getting to this point with myself? And I had to stop. Graduated, went to high school, left all that shit behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even want to carry that with me anymore, because I knew then that I gave a fuck.
Right.
I gave a fuck. And to this day, I give a fuck. Maybe not as much as I do then, but I still do care. And if I can manage to, again, give you the best qualities of me, and make sure that one way or another that's still the thing, I don't want to tarnish that. I.e., not being as truthful, i.e., not being as transparent, i.e., like not really giving all of myself away, because then it's like, oh, you really this way. And now it's like, now you're going to treat me differently. Now you're going to look at me differently. Now you're going to think I'm something totally different, when in reality, I'm really not.
Well, Cole, we're a kaleidoscope of things. You're not, there's, like you said, there's good and bad people. You're not all of one thing. Okay? So, like, the best the best foot forward in these situations, especially, is like, I know the honesty. You don't want, like you just say, oh, you're this guy. You gotta show them who you are, and you gotta not be afraid of that filtering out the people that don't like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to care. Like, however, like, and because you made the comparison to like sales, and if you go to the door and whatnot, and they had a bad experience with you, you're gonna get the blues. This ain't that though, dog. This ain't that. And I know sales is in everything. However, like, in life and moving forward, sure, we're gonna have great interactions with people, and we're gonna have bad ones. There are more people in life than there are in those sales loops. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, we moving along on these stages and stuff. Like, we got a lot of things we trying to improve on. It's just with this journey, I really like, it would behoove you to, you know, get comfortable with being all of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then just seeing what it does to a person. You know what I mean? And I know, like, say, like, for example, the reason I can even say that now is just because, like, it was a testing of my limits, even just having a conversation with that woman,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't waste my time, like, conversing and doing all this foreplay kind of stuff, or dates. Like, is you with it or what? Like, other than that, I'm trying to focus on me. And so, like, trying this conversational tip, the one thing I had to tell myself was that don't play the character.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be the character. Because I know I'm very aware that you see me at the Wendy's, like, I snapped into the mode. Like I know I can be a totally different person for whoever I have to be a chameleon to.
Mm-hmm.
However, like, it really is the fruit of your life. For example, you know me. We clicked when we was younger, when we started being honest about our love for porn. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucking, just you know, I'm a firm believer in everything that you do have in your life is what you've attracted to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the women, the opportunities, the gifts, everything you have, you brought it to you with what you manifested it with how you move.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, like, as long as you being true to you, all the things you want will come.
Yeah.
So just be more of you. Don't try to hold it back. I want to see you shine, nigga.
I appreciate that, and that does mean a lot to me. And that's something I'm not gonna be changed overnight, but it is something that I keep tucked. I keep that shit way tucked because it's because the side of me that I do show, it is still me. It's just not all of me.
It's not all of
and
it.
and it's not necessarily what even fully encompasses me.
Also, don't try to be all of you in one night. Nigga, you know how schizophrenic you would look? You look like motherfucking Piccolo. Piccolo.
What did he do to you? You're idiots.
Dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, expect yourself to not feel the same the next day and shit. And
So boom.
be honest about that part too.
So boom, right? All right, so example again, like I'm using door to door just because
It's important. Yeah, it's good, bro.
and it exposed a whole lot of really what and who I am, and a lot of my flaws, my weaknesses, and things of that nature, right? As a leader, I couldn't be anything but the example and the standard.
Mm-hmm.
If I came into the office with a bad attitude, that told my team that they can come into the office with a bad attitude.
Precisely.
They can go to the field with a bad attitude. They can make excuses.
Precisely.
All that shit.
So you have to be the pinnacle of what they look at.
I had to be
Leadership.
the higher standard. I had to tell them that there weren't any excuses. That it's the process over the results. That it's step 1 through 8. That it's the system. It's this and it's that. And look at me. I'm doing it. This is how it is for me. Yeah, I struggled a little bit, but I've gotten to this point now.
Right.
I say all that to say, that is in a way really what I've kind of been doing just my whole entire life, to in various degrees. That I'm just when I started to retreat more and more away from the showing emotions and being upset or being angry, being sad, and all those things. I just want to just show just the again this the better side, the good quality and stuff like that, and I guess that's the Gemini in me too, that is this duality to me,
Yes, yes.
and because I care that if you do see me this way, I had to get out of the phase where if that's how you see me, then that's how I'm gonna act towards you. I had to get out of that, but because that shit really affected me.
100%.
I didn't like the fact that just because you mad at me now I'm this whole different person. I bet now I'm gonna give you a reason to be mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna prove you right if that's how you really feel. I don't give a fuck anymore. I had to stop doing that, and eventually I get to the point like you said where I'll begin to allow people just to see all sides of me, but. It's that it's that fear, man. It's that fear. I'm not comfortable these days, at least, exposing myself like that. Cause it's still me.
Yeah.
It's still me that I'm giving off, no matter what and to whom. Like I'm still nice. I'm still charming, funny. All that shit. But you ain't gonna see the. it's a whole other nigga.
And I guess that's where I'm curious. It's just like, what is it that you're afraid of as far as like you and sharing you?
It's I'm not afraid of me. Again, it's the perception.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
the perception, and so in my last relationship, I guess you can say she kind of had the same issues too, and I guess that's where I empathize so much with her, because she was trying so hard to be this good person and to be this person who helps everybody, who's always there for people, and this that, and the third, and just for her to throw all that shit out the window and start treating me wrong, and then I had to have a hard conversation with him like. I want you to know now that you're no angel either, my nigga. You can think whatever you want about me, but you're no fucking angel either. But I accept you though. You're more real to me than you ever were before. Because I know there's more to you than this nice girl, this nice person you're trying to perceive to be, when that's not all of who you are. Mm-hmm. And me showing you my mistakes and my fuck ups and these things, like
That was me being honest.
That was me being honest, and I'm sorry that it hurt you, but I'm looking to accept you in the same way that I want to be accepted.
Well, that goes into if we dig deeper, that goes into that honesty we was talking about. You were being honest because you messed up in that situation, right? Mm-hmm. Had you been honest with yourself sooner, y'all wouldn't have even been in a relationship.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I was keeping it that way, and then I folded.
But yeah,
I nigga folded like a fucking napkin.
These are the things I'm talking about, though. Like, goddamn, we end up in situations just because of some things that we haven't wrapped up with ourselves and stuff. Like, and I applaud you for choosing a more positive side and putting like all your feelings as far as being sad and angry and stuff. I applaud you for that. Like, cause that's not easy for me to do. I turned all feelings into anger. I just interpret them all as anger. And so like, cause I thought that was manly. And so like motherfucking, it's all just how we deal with our own traumas and shit. But like, motherfucking going forward, which is the only way to go, is like, yeah, just know that like that, a lot of these situations that we put ourselves in, if we were true to ourselves, we would not have gotten there. And that was supposed to be the lesson in that supposed failure. If you didn't learn that, then you'll just do it again. So that's what I mean. I just want you to be and nothing happens overnight. Just like I said, like we've been, like you told me too. Like it's been over a decade that we've been doing a lot of these things, and that we're trying to unlearn ourselves. So it's not overnight. However, awareness is half of that battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now all you got to do is put in that work.
And I think too, I'm also at the phase in my life where I just don't trust anybody with knowing all of me.
I feel you.
Unless you already do. Like
feel
you, like my family, like I don't trust it.
Yeah, and as you should.
And I
man.
can't,
like,
and I won't.
Cautious.
Yeah, I won't allow myself to be put in that same situation again because
it hurts knowing that you poured your heart out and they leave with all that, and you don't know what they intend to do with that.
Yeah, kind of like how you said, you don't want people to see, your growing process.
Right. I just
people,
wanted to show up and be the man.
These people seen my mistakes. These people saw me at my lowest points. They saw me when I wasn't my best self.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it was just, it wasn't received the way I wanted it to be received.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the stage where it's like, again, similar to you, that I'm not going to show you this work that's being done.
Right.
They're gonna see it now, but I'm not like, you're not gonna be there for it though.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
truly see the process. You're just gonna see the results.
You're not gonna see the nights when I'm alone thinking or remembering shit. You're not gonna see the conversations off camera. You're not gonna see these things that I have to go through because dealing with it 2-3 times over already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not being received the way I want to be received, and eventually I'll learn to get over that shit. But for now, fuck you.
That's a fair way to navigate, though. Very fair way to navigate, my nigga. Because right now, shit, like, if you think of the square we're on, how many of these bitches love you?
My mama.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't saying that as shade. I'm saying, like, motherfucking.
But I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, they don't matter. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, like, that they'll miss out on a lot of this process part. Like, it'll be it's easier focus that way. Because,
like I said,
damn,
I be caring. I just be caring.
Yeah.
And to combat that, I have to tell myself not to care.
Yeah, that's the hit right there. That's the hit right there. You need to beat the pussy. I'm fucking with you, dog.
But it's true, dog. I'm not gonna. If I really don't want to feel these feelings, I'll shove them shits.
No.
Underneath the rug.
I'm not gonna be the one to give you that advice. No.
What?
Feel, dog. It's okay to feel. Just get over it.
I tell you that. But that's the thing, though.
Because I don't want you to be like me. Well, I live here.
Well, that's the thing, though, because eventually I am going to feel these things.
Yeah.
To get over the hump of feeling it in that moment, I have to act like I do not care.
Yeah.
But then there's times where it isn't always that, and I have to deal with these feelings and process them in the moment and in those times. But then there are other times where I'm not gonna care, just for me to save myself the time and leave it for the future me to deal with.
I feel that. When you said that, it gave me like a little scared, because it's like a lot of these positive elements like about you is what's brought fruit to my life. So I don't want you to shut yourself down and like become less of who you are as a person, so that you can navigate the land easier, which I guess that's fair. That's what I've done to myself. I just like, when I say I live here, I've been in this state for a long time. Like, this is like goes back to childhood. So like, this is my life. And so that the only reason it seems so easy for me to live it is because it's all I know. Mm-hmm. You know more. You know that there's more to life. I haven't even seen that side yet, and you're over there, and you're looking over here as if the grass is greener, just because it's easier to get over stuff and not to feel. But like, I miss out on a lot of elements. You see the elements I miss out on. I don't even know how to, like, you know what I mean, communicate with people. Like, I mean, I'm a good communicator. I was a salesman, so
But
I know how to communicate.
That
However,
connection,
the connection, like, I just don't feel.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to feel void like that, like, because it'll take away from who you are and the experiences that you've had. And the experiences that you could have as who you are. I'm trying to get where you are.
Can I tell you the joke I had in my head?
Please.
He said,
Because I'm sad.
you won't be sad at this one, buddy.
I'm sad.
Like he said, I walk around out feeling nothing unless they can walk around with a condom on. Nigga don't feel shit.
I said, fuck. Come on. Feel.
That looks so crazy.
I know. You did the joint I did, the wiggle. He was shaking his ass.
I can't wait to watch that back. See my dead ass.
I ain't even gonna do the move. We ain't both about to be in here making his ass cheeks each other. Fuck that.
Oh shit.
But that's real shit, dog. Like, I'm proud of the journey, dog. We getting there, man. Like, just being able to. But think about it. Who has these kind of, and maybe many people do. However, like, you know, I feel like, damn them. I'm not even gonna play the comparison game. Just we focusing, and
yeah, for sure.
It's gonna get us where we want to be.
And eventually, I'm gonna find along the way people who are gonna embrace all those parts of me without me being concerned of the perception or concern of the action of being taken advantage of. Go ahead.
I was just mad at my brain because Gary Oak, and I could hear him going, "It'll be Jim Gary." I was just like, "Oh my god, not now!" I'm trying to be considerate.
He said, "Shut up,
Jesus."
You Gary Oak.
I heard she never showed. That's still she met Gary. I don't know the words, but it was fun.
You gonna learn it.
I'm gonna learn it.
My next episode is rapping that shit.
Build that gym. I had a whole hairstyle and everything.
But dog, like, eventually I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna find people along the way who are gonna totally embrace me and totally acknowledge me, and I think that's why I've always been kind of like that with people, because I want that for myself.
I feel that.
I acknowledge that everyone isn't 100% good or 100% bad. I'll acknowledge and accept people's shortcomings, insecurities, things that they may not feel totally good about themselves, because I know that's me too. And if I can see that in you and show you that I accept that in you, then hopefully you can see that in me and accept that shit in me.
And if they don't,
fuck them.
There you go.
Fuck them. They hate a nigga loving his life.
Damn, I remember the song. I just don't.
It was
the
Dead Presidents.
loving his life. No possible ways, no defense is bugging my life. Hospital days, reflecting with my man's laid up on the uptown hop like he got his side sprayed up. So it's like slipping. Oh, don't get into my idols now. Damn.
This is the money setback.
He's thinking all we living, the dream about to get back. I made a smile. On the side said, pray for me. I do you one better and slay these niggas faithfully. Don't get me started on this hip hop shit.
That's my favorite whole song.
You know, Dead Presidents 2, man, don't get me started.
That's my shit right there.
That verse, man. Oh.
Cause that when he said
that's
that,
a tough thing to digest.
when he said, man, fuck him, they hate a nigga loving it, I was like,
no possible ways.
I said, man, that one right there. I'm not even a huge Jay-Z fan, but that right there, I was like, yeah.
When he was talking about influence the last episode, one of the influences I realized when especially when I came back from New York, I was pulling a lot of New York energy. I felt like, you know, you get into different settings, it's like being in a studio or something with the right people or something, and Man, yeah, Joey Badass, Jay-Z. Like, I went back and like listened to all the stuff that I just used to listen to and everything.
Right.
Like all the lyrical, not even, I can't say like just lyrical content, but more so just like I have an admiration for wordplay. And so like motherfucker, I always wanted to be the type of rapper or MC. I always wanted to be the type of MC that motherfuckers liked rapping my verse.
Right.
Like they just wanted to rap my part because I enjoy just rapping people's parts. It's
Right.
fun. And so like yeah. Speaking of influences, yeah, you ain't lying. I'm influenced. I like that.
That shit classic right there, goddamn.
Classic.
That's some classic shit.
Classic ways. Speaking of classic, this was a classic. Episode 5, is it?
Yeah, 5.
God damn. Did you have any topics that you missed that you want to hit?
Let me see.
Because I'm here, nigga. I'm here to pod.
Let me see.
What you saying?
I wrote down back to the whole
And I'm going to show you who this baby is. Watch.
oh, okay, shit. But I wrote down never mind. Oh, next pod. Fuck it. Fuck it. This is good the way it was.
Bet. I'm gonna leave my curiosity in the bag.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I touched on it at the beginning, but I don't want to ruin not ruin, but take away from all that was said.
Yeah. We said some powerful shit.
Yeah.
We just gonna turn it into a whole
and then
joke.
go right back into some toxic shit. Look, man,
let's let them have it. Let's let them have that one.
listen, y'all got honest cold for once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look at my man. Improving
got another layer.
Shit,
You know,
nigga.
got another layer, your boy.
You know what I'm saying? A little less joke. Still laughing a little bit.
You know, Gary,
A little poo.
Yo, I was thinking about that shit the other day. I was at work cracking the fuck up. We said that shit for like 2 months straight. Everything was
Lil Poo.
That nigga can't act, yo.
At all.
He's
I saw that show
trash.
on Amazon Prime. Motherfucker, some goddamn. Why I do the block of the?
This nigga-
Well, if he was doing a jutsu, that shit would turn into poop. Like that shit was terrible.
Get some of that shit.
If that was a DVD, I'd step up. Like
Shit on.
hey, like I'm gonna wipe my ass with that shit.
It'll hurt.
Hey man, listen. Jerry Birds, man, I gotta turn this air on so it won't be as hot in here. And goddamn,
My fucking back is sweating. Goddamn,
Yeah,
my
I'm
forehead
saying.
is sweating.
the whole. But yeah, powerful shit. Episode. Yeah. We'll see y'all next week.
Next
goddamn.
week. Peace.
Peace. I ain't gonna do the same bullshit I did last one. That flap shit. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.